Welcome to Fragmental.
An amusing take on random topics. So I just realized I go at the beginning of the welcome to Fragmental. Which
Hopefully, we're
is
not
like,
being graded by public speakers because they're gonna be
well,
like, "Yeah, what's
that's
with all the uhs?"
yeah. Uh, I just did like 6 of those in a row. It just reminds me of like Beavis and Butthead piece. So that kind of popped into my
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I was on Facebook the other day, and you know they had what? No, you don't have social media, so you don't even know this.
That's why, yeah. I'm not the audience here, but I'll give it a shot. Sure, let's do it.
Exactly. They have there's like a watch section. It has just short clip videos, and I've was scrolling through, and they've like everything. And it's of course it the algorithms work off of how long you're on a video. So then all of a sudden start seeing way more and more and more of those videos. Um, those cheeky motherfuckers, and they I don't know how I ended up on this. I saw this. It was called First Dates, and it's a British show. I think it's been a long time, like 15 seasons, something like that. And the premise is that they're set in they're blind dates. They are it's set in a restaurant in London, and I actually my wife sent a message over to my brother and sister-in-law saying that I'm now watching the show, and it's one of those like a love. It's like a love. It's the train wreck shows I always watch,
That's
and
what I was gonna say. Like, critical acclaim out the window here. Correct?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, these aren't winning Emmys. Let's put it that way. And and apparently, it's a really nice restaurant in a really nice area of London. I mean, the restaurant looks beautiful, and it's in central London, so it's sweet. Anyway, it's a British show, and for those of you in England listening, it's on Channel 4, and and so
Is that
they're
BBC
blind.
four or just Channel Four?
No, Channel 4, just
Okay.
Channel 4. At least that's what it says at the end of the show. So I don't know how their fucking TV works over there. Um, so they're blind dates, right? And I guess you go to the website, the First Dates website, and you put all your information, and they pair you up. Um, and you're meeting this person, and you're having dinner at this kind of fancy restaurant, semi fancy restaurant, uh, for like a blind date. So I had to go out to the internet and download. I'm up to season 4 now. I got to go get season 5, um, but it's crazy watching some of these first dates are. I mean, it's the first time you've met them, and they're people of all ages. Like they go from 18 to 80, and it's
Oh wow.
interesting to watch these. Yeah, it's kind of cool too to watch these older couples, like they're in their 80s, 70s and 80s. Then they've been married. Their wife died like 10 years ago, and they just want to live life and meet with somebody, and just somebody to spend time with, and you're like, that's sweet. And then
That
you
is
get like
nice. Hello,
you get
Ethel.
the 40-year-old cougar that is set up with like a 30-year-old. She's like giving him whatever the finger through the hand fuck symbol, during the interview and shit like that. So you get it's all over the board.
How come every time you eat the corn, it keeps popping through the side of your cheek? I feel like you're telling me something.
Exactly. Exactly. I've never seen anybody take eat corn that way, like from the top down.
Right. But I'll be damned, not a damn kernel on there.
Yeah, that's impressive. And you didn't even use your teeth. So it got me thinking. So when we were talking about the episode today, I was thinking about first dates. And what's
Yeah.
funny about this, I mean, you and I were joking about this earlier. What's funny about it is like we've been out of the fucking game for like a long time, like a really long time. So it's gonna be like really insightful from where we sit today, or one of the dumbest fucking conversations we've ever had because we're so out of touch.
Yeah, so prepare to be riveted or disgusted, one or the other.
You're gonna be like, these guys are geniuses. These two retards. They can't do shit.
Well, I mean, the younger people who listen are probably going to be like, "These
Yeah,
guys are fucking old." You know,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
what do you mean? What do you mean our first dates in person? Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, texting. Um, Tinder. Yeah, Tinder. You don't even meet in person to start with. I mean, it's a swipe and then you're texting,
So does that
right?
count as a date? Like the first
Oh, I don't know if it
text where
counts.
you're like, "Hey, how are your cans?" Like, "Oh, I bet they could fit around that dick. All right, I'm on my way." Yeah, I mean,
Exactly. What was that meme I sent you the other day? It's like, look, I'm not a piece of meat when you tell me to come over and fuck you. I'm on my way, but that's not the point. So, um,
make no
uh,
mistake, I'm already
yeah,
the carp, but
y- exactly. That's not the point of this. It's more of the topic. Oh, so, but it's been funny watching these guys. They're all kind of blur together at this point, but um, some of them just go horribly wrong, and they're you can just see that they're pissed at each other, and they have to have dinner and they're on camera.
I mean, that would
It's
be
just
weird in itself, right? Like I first dates are weird, especially if you're somebody like some of the older ones you're talking about where, right, where they're like widowed by like 10, 15 years or whatever it is.
mhm.
Like they already feel awkward anyway. Could you imagine being like, "Well, this is awkward. Hey, can we record you?" Yeah, may as well. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like 79 cameras in the restaurant.
Oh man. So
To
you pretty much just don't go to that restaurant unless you plan on like do you get
No. It's only one night a week that
Oh,
they
okay.
shut the restaurant down to film. Otherwise, it's open to the public. It's a nice restaurant open to the public the rest of the time.
Okay. Cuz that would be weird, right? Just eating like
You could, yeah.
why is
What
why is there a
what?
camera like even in this spoon?
They've got. I don't know if they've got like a camera crew that walks around. They've got a ton of cameras, like mounted cameras, like
Oh,
so
I
they
bet, yeah.
can remote control. So Um, but I got to go back. I can't even remember like what a first. I can't. This is great. This is going to be a very fucking short conversation. So, how was your first date? I don't remember it. You? Nope. Okay. Next topic. It's funny. Because it's always. I mean, if you think back, it's always awkward. Especially blind dates. Have you ever had a blind date?
No, I mean, I've been with my wife since high school. So, I mean,
Yeah.
like I was just really getting into
Why?
the game.
Why are we fucking talking about this then? I mean,
I don't
you guys
know.
is like zero. You have like zero credibility on fucking
Well, I
on
mean, I
blind
still
dates
had
or
some
dating.
game. I mean, I mean, I can still talk about I tried to work with, and then, I mean, certainly I can give some pretty solid commentary on what it would look like now. I think, but, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, for us. So here's the thing, because we were so young, I don't know that we had like a first like actual date, right? So
Yeah.
we met at a bowling alley, like her and her friend. This already sounds great. So we were huffing some
No, I just
heaters over in the corner of the bowling alley.
we were sniffing we were sniffing glue in the fucking bathroom in the bowling alley.
But my buddy and I, like, we were on a bowling team, just because like bowling's fun, right? Like,
Yeah.
especially when you're like ninth, 10th grade, whatever. It was fun. And we would try to do it in between sports. So we typically didn't get a whole season in, but we'd go do it for whatever 8 weeks, just have a good time. And um, it was one of those, because we did that and missed part of the season, we didn't have a four-person team. So it was like him and I, and then we're like, yeah, we'll take who gives a shit. And then he had another friend, so we were able to hook up with these two girls to be our partners, which was awesome because they were both hot, and one ended up becoming my wife, who my other friend was dating at the time, so that was weird. But so yeah, I mean, that
Did
was
you
how we
did you
met.
invite did you invite him to your wedding?
Well, I mean, we didn't really have a wedding.
Oh.
I mean, remember, dude, I did this completely backwards.
That's right. I
Like,
forgot about that.
started making babies, decided like 7 years later, hey, maybe we get married. Got married at a park with a bum passed out on a bench. He was our witness.
A witness?
And and yeah, it was just us, the guy who married us, and the bum passed out on the bench. And
There you go.
then yeah, and then we did a small reception, and then I mean, it was seriously, it was small, just mainly family and friends, and it didn't really go exactly how we wanted. Right, like we wanted to pay for it so it could be exactly how my wife wanted it, and I think some of our parents are right. We both come from split homes, so
Mhm.
so getting the parents on the same page anyway is weird. Um,
Yeah.
but I think they wanted to contribute to something, so we kind of let them do that, and it was a great day. Just it was not at all how my wife wanted it. So,
No.
but yeah, it was still,
Someday.
yeah. I mean, well, you know what?
You can
We
still do
again,
it.
we had already bought a house. We already had a baby. Like, a lot of the, you know, I don't know the word I'm looking for here. A lot of the drama of a wedding was already taken out of it. So,
The pomp and circumstance that goes along with a wedding.
right. And at that point, we were smart enough to be like, we're not going 15 grand in debt. Like, we already have a house and we're getting ready to buy our second house. Like, let's not fuck that up.
Um, no, that's just it's great. I mean,
That's
it
not,
doesn't
I'm
have to be
trying to,
that big.
yeah, like our first date though, like I'm trying to think, like we went places with friends for a while, like the beginning, like I had
Well,
just gotten actually, I didn't have my license when we just first started hanging out, I guess.
that I mean, when you go back that far, that's kind of like how everybody kind of meets, right? It's a group thing,
Yeah.
and
I
then
mean,
you
we
kind of
would go
pick
to
the one out of the.
movies. I
Yep.
would do the stretch arm around her thing, like, oh, yeah, nailed it, got her. You know, put the wiener through the popcorn hole. I mean, the normal shit.
What everybody does. It was weird. It was at a fucking sex shop, but other than that, it was cool.
Sure, it was
Uh,
Lion King, but I mean, hey,
yeah, it was Zamunda. Um, for those of
yeah,
you with the fuck, what's it? Coming to America
Coming to
reference.
America.
Yeah,
Hey,
I got it.
sequel
I got
sequel
there
comes
eventually.
out in the spring on Hulu.
No, I don't have Hulu. It's not a.
We have the free version, so I doubt it'll be on it. But you know what? That's worth it though to pay $13 instead of like $50 at the movies, which I
Well,
absolutely would go to the
hey,
movies for.
well, a lot of shit's coming right theater and right directly to streaming.
Yeah, did you hear
So
that?
there's
Was it
no.
Warner Brothers? Is like
Yeah,
any
Warner
film they
Brothers
have?
is. Every
That's
every film was going to go. They're going to hit the. What is it? You hit the movie theater and the streaming at the same time. The streaming stops after. I want to say 30 days, but that might be too long. And then the theater run will continue like a normal theater run. And then who knows when it comes back.
is
So
this gonna? I mean, is this gonna kill most of the theater game?
I I think so. I don't think it's gonna kill it. I think what you're gonna find. I mean, my wife and I were talking about this the other day. It's like we're still gonna go to the movies because that's the experience is going to the movies.
Exactly.
I mean,
Agreed.
the movie is
Agreed.
almost secondary to some degree. So
Yeah, I mean, we will probably go to less movies than we do, which I guess isn't a lot anyway because we have so many freaking kids. But you're right. It's the experience of going to the theater and you know going a few minutes early. Just
it-
for us, it's talking about whatever and not our kids. Um, you're
yeah,
right. Go to dinner before or go to one of the ones where you can eat dinner there. Whatever. You're right. It's the whole experience. I agree.
yeah. And the funny thing is like no matter how sweet your home theater is, it's never going to be like 60 foot by 80 foot screen suite, with 800 speakers and surround sound. So,
No, you're
um,
right. It's awesome. So right, I mean, so is the movie your stereotypical first date, or I mean, it's at least one of your first three, right?
yeah, it's like it's either the movies or dinner. Um, I would think I'm trying to
Probably
remember
as you
back.
get older, dinner
It's dinner, yeah,
becomes yeah,
dinner
because
and
you're right. When
drinks.
you're younger, you're right. Drinks are another great icebreaker. Like we're both awkward. Let's get some booze in here and loosen up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's gonna boozing us and really show you how fucking awkward we are. Um,
I'm usually
like
pretty
keeps it.
reserved. 3 drinks later, want to see my tits? Yeah. Yes, I do.
Yeah, yeah, but not here.
Oh no, I'm
In the
I'm
bar,
down with it
yeah.
here.
Oh, in the bar.
Yeah, I don't care.
Although it was funny that we were watching the show earlier tonight, and my wife wasn't watching it; she was just kind of there. and she pays attention to it.
Right. Make no mistake. She's not here to watch these ridiculous
Exactly,
reality
exactly. She didn't.
shows.
She's not like, hey, can you pause that fucking train wreck social disaster show you love to watch while I cook dinner? No, she lets it run. So, um, but the one girl was just waiting for her date and got like hammered, and she's like dancing around, and the maitre d' is like, you need to sit down, and she just went kind of ballsy ape shit. And I think the dude might have left. I don't know. I
Oh,
didn't see that episode.
it
Like
was
he
so
got.
bad he
That's what
left
I want
early.
to.
Oh,
Possibly. That's what I haven't seen on the show yet. Is where they where the date goes so bad that they're just like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Here's some money for the dinner, and away you go. But
I mean that
um,
if that would have. I feel like that would have to be awful. I mean, I know there are some people who are like, yep, they know that within 5 minutes. But I feel like at that point, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to completely waste her time. We're just going to go ahead and finish dinner, even if we don't talk. I mean, the food's solid, unless the food sucks too. At that point, you're like,
no, the fucking food. I mean, like the
I
next time we go to
imagine it's
London, I want to
really
go.
good. Yeah.
I want to go there next time we go to London because the food looks amazing. I mean, it really does. The food looks really great. I think it's better than half the contestants, half the people on the show. I mean, the food actually stands out. Actually, funny. My wife said that to me tonight. She's like, "I only watch the show so I can see the food, to see how good the food looks."
You're like, oh man, you
Um,
see these guys going out of here? This is awesome. She's like, yeah, never mind, but that New York strip is phenomenal.
yeah, that prime rib looked amazing.
Did you see the
I was-
chimichurri they put on there? I mean, man.
it's British, so they have like fish and chips, and I actually was reading today that they have like a 18 pound, an 18 British sterling pound burger, so that's
Jesus. 18
$27.
pounds.
Yeah, so it's like $27 for this burger they have at the restaurant.
I mean, does it look phenomenal? Because I mean, if I'm
I
paying
have no idea.
27 for a burger, I mean, it better be like A, it better fill me up, and B, like it, yeah, it's gonna have to be pretty incredible for $27.
Yeah, I would think so. They didn't have a picture of it, but yeah, I mean, so like first dates, I think first dates are like that's dinner, movies. I mean, those are kind of simple
Yeah,
things
there's
to
like the
do.
go-to, right? Like
Those are
that's
kind of
your
go to. It's like,
yeah.
what are you guys doing on your first date? We're going hot air ballooning or wine tasting or something like that. I mean, no, we're gonna ride bicycles through the Alps or
We're gonna
some
go
shit like
see, Mistress Evelyn over here, and yeah, we're gonna put
that.
that ball thing in our mouth and just get whipped. It sounds awesome.
Yeah. So where'd you go on your first date? Adult World?
Are you familiar with Swingers Club on 89th Street? No, never mind.
Yeah. Are you sure? Because I've seen you there.
Oh, you're familiar. I know.
Exactly. You have a familiar face. You know what I'm saying?
But no, I feel like
Um,
those are the go-to, right? Like you go to
yeah,
dinner, a movie, and if it's you had a good time and it's a nice evening out, you go for a walk or whatever, and that's normal
yeah,
shit, right?
yeah. No, absolutely. Where was I gonna go with this? I was trying to think of like while we were talking here. I was trying to think of like bad dates. Um, I'm trying to. I think I had a couple of bad dates. Actually I was supposed to be set up. This is gonna be great because my wife's like right next to me working, so I'm gonna get into my past with her listening. Um, I think I told her the story before about where I dated tried to set me up with a deaf girl, and
What so how'd
what
that go?
it was all right. But you can't like my sarcasm and shit doesn't really work when you have to like write it down on a piece of paper. Um,
Right, because on paper it looks like you're just
it,
a
it
dick.
yeah, it absolutely looks like a dick. So that was like 3 dates, and that really didn't go too far. Um,
I mean, did it?
I
How was the like? Not to be an asshole, but like, what was the back and forth like? I mean, because obviously, like, could she read lips decently? Like, how did that go?
a little bit. But yeah, I think so. But we actually it was like on a piece of paper. If we talked on the phone, we actually talked through like the whatever the TTY machine is or whatever. So there's like an operator translating what she's saying to tell me.
Oh yeah, relay
So
or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah, really, whatever, however that works for. I mean, beautiful girl. I mean, absolutely nothing wrong with her, but I completely mishandled that completely. So, but it was funny. I told the story about writing on a piece of paper, and I have a buddy that every time he'll bring it up and just bust out fucking laughing about the whole like writing on a piece of paper. And
I mean, that
I don't
is
know.
weird. Would you be like, your eyes look breathtaking this evening, like the sapphires of the deepest blue? Like, can you write that? Or is
I
she like, what a
you
prick?
no, well, when you write something like when did we get naked, and then it kind of sets the mood.
She didn't like that, did she? Huh?
And she did not. Yeah, that didn't go over too well. Um,
I hope you
I don't
like.
know.
I hope you like farms because I've got a hog. What?
I want to show you a hog. Um, um,
Right,
HOAG.
right. I thought we were
That's
right.
Hogue.
She starts questioning. Like, I thought we were going to the farm. Um, yeah, you didn't get that joke. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
never
taking you
mind.
home.
Hang on, I'll pull my pants. I'll pull my pants back on. Um,
Right. She's like,
what are you
"Where's
taking
this
here?
hog you speak of?" Like, hey,
Hey, fuck you.
it
Um,
gets bigger.
it's a grower, not a shower. But what was it? I forgot how old I was. I was probably 18 or no, I wasn't past that. I was probably my early 20s, I think. Probably my early 20s. Yeah, probably my early 20s if I remember correctly.
So yeah, what was your?
Yeah.
Do you have a? I wish I could contribute here, but I really can't. Like, did you have a worst? Like a worst first date experience?
No, I think they were all pretty. I mean, it's kind of funny. Um they're just weird. That it like I don't think I had one where like this is a fucking shit show. I need to get out. But it was like you're just kind of like you're talking and you're having dinner, or drinks, or you're having in like the conversation's like literally going nowhere. And you're like, okay, this isn't going where. And it's funny. We were watching that show today. My wife said it best. She's like, it's kind of like a social contract. Like you've kind of agreed to do this, so you just kind of ride it out to the end.
Right. Like, we're just gonna make the
Just to
best out of the next
yeah,
hour, and then we'll go our own ways, whatever. Right. I
yeah,
mean, that's how
yeah.
most of it is.
Pretty sure I'm not going to see you again.
Right. Unless
And when I
somebody's a complete jerk, it's not going to be that terrible of experience. Unless it is, like you said, the guy's like, "So when am I going to see your cans?" What? We haven't even got the appetizer yet. Like,
exactly,
what are you?
you don't even know my name,
Like,
so
yeah, we're done here, asshole.
um, yeah, I don't think I've never had anybody like bail on me either, so that's a good thing.
You didn't have the old hey, I'm gonna go, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, and then climb
Gotta
out
go
the
freshen
window
up.
and
Exactly. Yeah. Leave me with the fucking check and the tip.
right.
Um,
But right before she leaves, she's like, in addition to the fillet, I would also like to add 3 lobster tails and this bottle of wine and cheesecake.
Chateaubriand 64 would be perfect. What?
Right, right. Do you have anything aged beyond 30 years? Because I really would like
Yeah. And can you put that in the box and set it outside in the back alley?
that.
I will be using it later. We're gonna eat it later. Yeah, I don't. It's just funny. I think the show has gotten me like it just watching these people interact, and it's just funny how how awkward some people are, and you're like that's never gonna work, and somebody they bring it back from the brink. And the episode I was watching tonight, the one, I mean, she was like hammering the dude, like just basically calling him out and everything. He just laughed at everything and just kind of kept peppering her away. And before you know it, they were laughing and joking at the end of the thing. So he pulled it from the fire, and I don't think they were gonna go on a second date, but it was just funny to watch the kind of the back and forth piece of it.
Do they have to
I'm trying
answer
to,
that like before the end of the show? Like, if they're open to
yeah,
second date?
yeah. So
Okay.
they kind of interview them, and then they show them on the date, and they run like 3 or 4 dates at a time during kind of flipping
Yeah. So you're
around.
bouncing.
Eh,
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
bouncing
you're kind
back
of
and forth.
bouncing, and then after the show is over, they kind of both sit down and say, are you going to see each other again? And
So tell
it
us,
was
what'd you think about Tom? Well, except they have sweet British accents, right?
They have sweet British. Well, no, they don't because they're from all over England. Like some people's like, yeah, I took the train down. I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning to get to central London to get down to central London. So I'm like, where the fuck are you coming from? Scotland? I mean,
Oh, I had to take
uh,
the train.
exactly. It's fucking Braveheart. But no, it's like, yeah, so they come down and then they interview them afterwards if they're gonna have a second date, and then it's kind of neat. Then they kind of do a flashback of whether they've made it or not, or they continued or fucking blew up in a fiery train wreck after the show or something like that. But
So being from
it's funny.
England, like, because I feel like if you did this in America, they would just be completely cheesing for the camera. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
I
that's reality TV in America now. Is everybody is
um
playing it up very much for the camera.
Well, I'm on. I think I'm on season 4, and that's from 2015. But it's everybody's getting on fucking TV, so it doesn't. I don't think it matters your fucking nationality at all. I think it's like everybody wants to
Okay,
be a
so everybody's
goddamn
just they're playing it
yeah,
up and hoping this is
yeah.
their big break. Okay.
Some of them are. I mean, when you invite like 2 80-year-olds on to have a blind date, I don't think they're trying to get on like fucking Love Island or or This Is Essex or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't think they're trying to get on TV.
So I got the goods
Um,
for Love Island, you guys. What? No.
Here you just brought something up. Here's an interesting fact. One of the girls on there, I was watching. I'm like, why does she look familiar? And they said her name. Like, why does she look familiar? And I went and looked her up. She was on Love Island like the following year.
Nice.
No shit. So they're just trying to get on TV. Some of them I think are just trying to get on TV, and some of them are just there to actually find somebody.
No,
So
I think you're probably dead on. I mean, you see that on reality TV here, where there are people just bouncing from different shows, and they've essentially made a career out of that and appearance fees at bars and clubs. Like that's their
yeah, yeah,
their entire
that's
life now. And
yeah.
now Ryan from Real World Challenge. Meow meow meow.
He's like 60. I'm like, give
Right?
me my
Like,
$50.
how long have you been on the challenge, dude?
Did they forget you on the fucking island? I mean, what happened? From Real World, yeah. Ryan from Real World Challenge 1 in 87.
Right.
The
You may
dude's
have seen
60
him on
years old.
1 through 19, 59 and 62. Ryan. Meow, meow, meow. Boom, boom, psh,
Meow, meow,
boom, boom,
meow.
boom,
Oh God! You remember from Real World Challenge South America,
psh. They name
Real
all
World Challenge South America reunion.
Real World Challenge Ithaca, World Challenge Australia, and soon to be Real World Challenge Hawaii.
Real World Challenge London, Ohio.
Oh my god, that'd be off. Like you put all those people there, they're like, "Where's the club where we can just get drunk and fuck?" Well, there's Jethro's bar.
Yeah, it's about
Columbus is like a half hour away if you want to go there, I guess. But
from London. No, it's longer than that. It's farther than that. It's got to be like an hour,
yeah, I guess
right?
it depends where you are. Maybe okay, I'll give you 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay, we'll split the difference. Call it 45.
Yeah,
Um, where's
whatever.
the bars? London, Ohio, like underneath in small letters.
I had a lot of
Real-
different things in mind when I heard
yeah.
London.
Where's the Thames? That's the creek right over here. Where's Big Ben in Parliament?
Well, Big Ben's
Here's
over
a pack
there.
of
He's about
smoke. Here's a
he's about
here's a pack of
350.
smokes, and he's
Pack of
got a pack of
smokes.
Parliament smoke cigarettes in his pocket.
Smokes. You'll notice the chaw can embedded in his pocket. It's there whether there's a can in it or not. That's how often it's
Exactly.
there.
The weathered can of chew. The classic ring circle in the back pocket. We're aging ourselves with that one.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Now it would be the imprint of a vape pen.
yeah, absolutely.
Did-
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you? What kind of does you leave your pen in your back pocket that much? That's my vape pen. Oh, never mind then. Sorry.
Oh man, Big Ben.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. I'm trying to think. There's one. I remember one date I went on. I was in Utica. You know where Utica is, right? It's about
Yeah,
45 minutes to an hour east of Syracuse.
yeah.
Um, we're out there. There was a club in a hotel, um, and that was like the spot to go apparently. And exactly. So I had my polyester pants on and my shirt unbuttoned down to my.
Polyester pants, not even leather pants. I was picturing like more like early '90s where rock is still cool. I was thinking leather pants, but you're going full on
No,
polyester,
you know what here. Well, I'll set the scene. My it was either my Z Calvarucci jeans or my acid wash bleach Guess jeans.
That's what I was gonna say. Make no mistake, this is not a single color of blue. It is.
Yeah, exactly. There are 32 different flavors of blue in these pair of pants right now, from indigo to white, and
Oh man, like half of our listeners have no idea what that is or how
exactly.
funny this is.
Exactly. Carrie's tuned out already. She's like, I don't. What are they pants? What I mean, I don't know what that is. Z Calvarucci. That sounds like a dish at
They're right.
like
What am
at
I
Olive
guessing?
Garden.
What am I guessing? You
Yeah,
said guess. What am I guessing?
exactly. You heard that joke. Why is she mad at you? Well, her jeans said guess, so I said 130 pounds. And so
Oh man.
yeah, I know Carrie. Carrie right now is like, I don't know. Hey, shout out to Carrie. We're in her top 4 on Spotify. So
Hell
the
yeah.
rest of you monkeys out there, better start listening because we're looking for our number one listener. I don't think you win anything, but it'd be nice to just get the moniker of number one listener.
Yeah,
So
we absolutely will name drop you on here, which we'll probably have another 16 people here. So yeah, feel free.
no, what did we figure out today? It's about 20.
Yeah,
We're just
it's in the
probably right
early,
around
it's in the
20.
low 20s. Yeah,
Yeah, low 20s or upper teens.
like on average, it's a little over 25 per episode. But yeah, so you give or take, we're probably 22, 23, like solid. And
Yeah,
then, like you said, we've probably had some where people have listened to a lot, and then some where not as many. So fuck you
yeah. Fuck you guys.
guys. So
Yeah,
like
they
going,
down the first 5 minutes, and then they're like, "Fuck this show."
these guys aren't that funny.
Yeah, they
Um,
think they're funnier than they are.
but going back, like, so I think about dating now compared to like things I would have done when I was younger, and got to be honest, I don't know that it is Me Too approved. Like the Me Too movement has changed the game quite a bit. I feel like in dating compared to those of us who would have dated in the '90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, I bet you it's a lot tenser now from what you can and cannot say.
Right. Like
But
if
you know what I think
yeah.
what a bigger difference is like everybody has social media, so you can Sherlock Holmes the shit out of that and like learn about your date even before the date. You know what I mean? You got their whole background, their whole lives online.
So I think most women probably do that, right? Because right, women, right, they gotta also right, they have to worry about their own safety. So I also respect that
Yeah.
as a father of many girls. But so they're probably gonna brush up a lot more on like the dude is probably like, is she hot? Yep, she's cute. Looks like solid cans. Doesn't live with mom and has a job. Sweet, we're good. You know, like, where the girl is like, so I noticed back in February of 15. What?
You posted this right here, and I feel offended.
That would be actually though. So from that, that definitely is a game changer to the dating world, right? Because now you at least can find out beforehand, like, do we have things in common? Does this person look like an asshole? Am I physically attracted to them? Right? Like blind dates probably don't happen that often anymore, I would think, right?
I don't think it's possible. I mean, well,
I
blind
guess
dates.
if you're
You know what I would?
if you're me, you probably could because right, I don't have any of that shit.
Well, dude, they're blind dates, so you don't know who you're meeting. So you can't go search somebody unless you know who it is.
That's true, right? You usually just know, like, hey, you're gonna meet my friend Tom or Erica or whatever, and that's it.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
Erica, please be Erica. You Erica? No.
uh, no. Sorry, my bad. I'll leave you.
Yeah, this
I'll leave you two alone.
this is
I'll
my
get
card,
off
by
of
the
it
way.
just in case you want to be Erica later. Um, yeah, I will pull my pants back up. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, this is awkward. Sorry.
Oh wait, you're not Erica. Wow, my bad.
But yeah,
Um,
I think that would be a game changer. And plus, but that's the weird thing. Like, I also feel like nowadays, like the younger crowd doesn't have the social skills that we had to have, right? Because we didn't have all the social media and texting and everything else. So you had to be like our generation, you had to be somewhat smooth, right? Or just have a lot of stuff in common with whoever you're with.
well, you have to kind of figure that out. I think some of it today, and we've got to get somebody on that that's actually relevant.
Yeah, we really don't offer a lot here. Sorry, you guys.
Like, yeah, sorry guys, but we're trying to make it funny.
We're just going to overanalyze the shit out of what you guys would do, though. Boy, don't you worry.
e-
Like,
exactly.
do they spend 45 minutes of the first date texting? Texting their friends, texting each other, looking at Facebook in between things, like, oh yeah, look at my dog. Have you seen what I did with my dog? You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, I don't care. I also noticed you had 4 cats in the background. Thanks for showing me
And you
this.
forgot to put your dildo away. It's on the back. It's on the back of your. It's on the back of
Sweet
your.
Jesus. What is that? What is that elephant arm that is mounted to your shower? Please tell me it's a
Did
soap dispenser.
Did a pipe come through the wall? What is
Right.
wrong with that?
Because I'm not going to lie to you. You are going to be disappointed. Like, if that is what
If that's your expectation, I'm gonna end this right now.
right there. There is 3% of the population that can give you that, and I am not that. So
I'm a grower, but I'm not. I don't grow that much.
right. Oh man. Like, there's not even enough bush for me to trim to look that big.
I would literally have to take. I'd have to move my hips forward.
Like, are you familiar with how a snake detaches his jaw? It would very much have to be like that.
It'd be very similar to that.
Like, let me give you the visual. Man, that's awesome.
That's a blind date ender right there. It's funny that at least on the show. It's interesting because none of them are bringing their phones out. I mean,
So that must
maybe
be
when
part of the show, yeah.
show.
But that's
But
awesome.
when they go to the bathroom though, they call their mates and their friends and their parents or whoever they're going to call and to say this guy's a total or this girl's a total asshole or they're perfect. I've met my match and met the woman I want to marry or met the man I want to marry or something like that. So
People say
it's
that
interesting.
after like one date.
Yeah,
He's the one. Or she's the one.
I think I found my perfect. I think I found my perfect woman
My
or
God.
perfect guy. Yeah.
Like, really? Like, first of all, until you guys live together, you're not going to know that. What if she's a sleep farter and you're not okay with it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if you snore and she hates you for it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a pretty big leap. Like, we just had a delicious steak together and I'm going to eat steak with her every day of the rest of my life. Like, you have no idea what skeletons are in there. You know what I mean?
Even though she looks very familiar, even though she looks very similar to somebody on the FBI's wanted list for serial killing.
She really wants to get married really quickly and
Yeah, exactly.
establish an insurance policy. That's kind of weird that was a half hour of our hour and a half dinner, but
yeah, going through the terms and T's and C's of an insurance policy.
But you know what? She made a good point. I thought $100,000 was enough. It's not. She's right. It's not near enough.
Yeah, you need at least 5 times your annual income. So that's like I'm looking at $750,000 in insurance.
So, I'm glad she was there to bring this to my attention. I never really thought about it. I mean, that was very enlightening of her.
And who knew the guy at the next table was a notary? And
yeah. Like,
as
it was
luck would
so
have it.
weird. There was a notary, a guy that worked for a title agency as an actuary. Wow. I mean, what are the
Who knew that
odds?
having a who knew that having the city having their first date at the bar association would be so fruitful.
Oh man. But no, I mean, I
Uh,
think back to like the way some of the things that I would have done or did do when I was younger, and like the arm, fake stretch thing, I think is harmless enough that that would be funny. But like, what if you're making out? I mean, one of my go-to moves was I would grab her hand and put it on my dong. Like, that's not Me Too movement's not okay with that. So
no.
back
I
then
think it
it
depends on the person.
I mean, back then it was just very forward thinking of me. They were like, "Oh, wow, I was surprised by that in more than one way. Good for you." But yeah, I mean, you got the little, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that," and then I'm like, "Well, she's still unzipping as we're talking, so that worked." Um, but yeah, I feel like those are not okay things now. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, I joked about the wiener and the popcorn. Is that still cool? Is that still funny, or now is that just disappointing? Like,
Well,
oh, I
it's
expected
kind of
better. You're fucking 40.
exactly. I didn't like that when we first met, and I don't like it 45 years later. Um, and when do you have time to do that? I mean, when do you cut the hole in? How do you keep all the popcorn in? And
So my excuse back then was just it's hard enough it pushes through on its own. So,
see, all the butter gets to the bottom. The paper becomes soft.
like you
It's
thought it was part of the movie, but when you heard the brrrr, that was ripping through.
during that fight scene.
Right, that was a weird part for me to get that excited, but I was under the impression this was a judgment-free zone. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think we should see each other anymore. If you're going to judge me that way,
But you know what I mean? Like just things like that. That not the popcorn thing, but other things, right? Like
things like that. Yeah,
you know,
you should like take your wife to the movies and do that. She'd be like, "Oh God damn it! I told you to stop that like 40 years ago. So stop."
right. If it wasn't funny 23 years ago, what makes you think it'd be funny now? As
Exactly.
I'm still laughing hysterically.
Exactly. Uh,
God, I kill me.
he. Exactly. Oh come on, that's funny. Come on.
Right. Hey, dude in front of us. Is this fucking funny? No.
Exactly.
Why are you calling the police?
Exactly. What do you mean?
No, no, no.
It's
It's
not a
not
decent
meant for
exposure.
you.
It's covered.
Right.
Um,
No, this is perfectly decent. It's buttered. Has a blanket
it's
of
not
popcorn.
visually. It's not visually active or visually seen, which is actually it's visually seen. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
what that means. I don't
I
even
don't know
have a
what that
good
means
comeback
either.
for that. But you know what I mean?
I was
Yeah.
gonna go down the path of like you're 6 feet apart, because everybody when you go
Well,
to the
that's true.
movies, you
Oh
gotta be
man.
six feet
So
apart.
are people like first dating during the coronavirus? Or is that
Oh,
all is that yeah,
that'd be a good
or
question. I
yeah, are
don't know.
people dating or is that they're doing the Zoom thing? Like, hell, oh, I noticed you have chicken piccata. Nice. You have a Hungry Man dinner? Yeah. Yeah. I can't cook for shit.
I have a Hungry Man dinner with 9,000 milligrams of sodium in it.
Right. Like, so before you eat that, I got to ask, did you just pound an ounce of weed before you eat that? No, 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 no. I just can't cook for shit. I was really hoping that we hit this off and you're my new cook, but yeah, let's do this.
Let's rock.
Like, do you
Um,
do the candle? Like, each of you have a candle, and you got to try to make a solid ambiance, through Zoom. I mean, I don't know.
where the fuck are you going with this? That doesn't make any sense.
No, if you're doing a
Why would
first
you?
date through Zoom, like, why would you not have a candle set so you could essentially have a candlelight dinner?
Why does that have to be Zoom? You know my feelings on Zoom.
Oh, oh God, I'm sorry. Teams.
No, not Teams. Anything else? And why are you in the office? That's weird.
why are you why are you in your office, which you haven't been in since last
This is March.
February,
Yeah.
March, and yeah, why are you doing this? This doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, exactly. There's 3 inches of dust on your fucking credenza.
Yeah, but I
Um,
needed, the network is much better.
exactly.
So
Yeah, exactly. My internet's out, so I had to go to the office.
right, they got a
Um,
T3, it's impeccable speed, and, I just really wanted to give a nice effect here. Yeah, because the cube in the background, the cubicle look is really doing it for
right. My upload is shit, and the upload speeds here are better because it is all about upload. Um,
her. But you know what I mean? Like, are people doing that during COVID? I mean, that would be interesting and also I think pretty creative.
it would be creative.
That's
I mean, how do you
resourceful.
how do you like how do you force date on a? I mean, well, I mean that's how the Tinder and the what's that? Plenty of
Yeah,
Fish and
yeah, those are the
what's the
same premise,
Bumblebee or
right?
not Bumblebee? Bro, what's the other one? Not
Oh,
Bumblebee.
J date.
Well, it's J-Date, but there's another thing. Bumble. I think it's called Bumble.
Bumble
I think it's called Bumble.
is
Yeah,
that like a
that's like
dating?
for.
Is
It's
that
a
like
dating app. I think it
Grinder?
was like 50.
Is that
No,
like
Grinder's the
Grinder?
gay one. Grinder's the fucking gay one.
Hey, they're allowed to
How do you?
date too.
I
Is
didn't. I'm
it
not taking
is
anything
that
away
a
from them, but it's all.
so
It's
serious
all.
question, is that a gay dating app or is that like we're here to bone? Like that's Grinder,
Well, I
we're here
think
to
it.
bone.
Well, okay, then that's the same argument. Is Tinder a dating app or is Tinder for you're here to bone?
So funny
Are any of
enough,
those fucking apps for dating, or are they're here to bone too? It's a combination of everything.
well, I mean, I think like Match and all that are legitimately start off as a dating app, whether you're going to use it to bone or not. Okay, but like that's the whole premise behind it, right? Like, so somebody was trying to meet my brother on Tinder, and they were mad. Like, I think he wasn't feeling it or whatever, and they were complaining to someone else about it, and I'm like, they were trying to meet him on Tinder, so. Realistically, if he got the vibe he wasn't going to Pound Town in the first 1 or 2 nights, he's not feeling it. Like, there's a reason he wasn't on Match.com.
Exactly.
Like, at that time,
Exactly.
he was not looking necessarily for any kind of long term anything.
He was exactly.
And I don't blame him. I mean, if you're young, why not?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Tinder actually came. Grinder was the first one, and Tinder came out of Grinder, which is weird to
Hats
say
off
from a
to
gay dating app.
Grinder.
Who I
Well,
think that it's the same company did both. So
there you go. Hey,
yeah.
did you see the Family Guy episode when Peter was talking about the glory hole grinder, and then they put it was like a huge sandwich that popped through the glory hole?
Yeah, I remember that one.
I'm like, oh man, this is a pretty ballsy move. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. There's the sandwich. Um, yeah. There's all of them. There's J-Date. There's what Farmers Only. There's even one for
Farmersonly.com.
farmers, right? Farmersonly.com.
Hey, but you
But
know
yeah,
what?
but you
Farmers are genius for that because I've always heard a woman that can ride a horse is phenomenal. So, you know what? I think farmers like they're onto something there. Like why is this city slicker dude on Farmers Only? Oh no, I live in a high rise. Yeah, I've never planted a goddamn thing in my life. I've just heard this rumor that women that can ride a horse, um, or it's a difference maker. So I thought I'd experience this for myself and try to find that out if you're okay with that. Hello, hello.
What do you mean I've been blocked? I mean, it's that's I guess what do you officially call a first date? I mean, because all of those apps, you're texting somebody that like you're put them on, you're DMing them, and
Yeah,
if you make that, you kind of go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, that's the chat piece of it, and then I guess it'd be like a video call or something, right? That would be kind of be your first date.
I feel like that's probably how it is now, especially with COVID. But you're right. I think
Yeah,
it's not probably how it used to be. You probably know a lot more about them in text, conversation, and I guess from Facebook stalking or whatever. But
yeah,
um,
exactly.
you probably know so much more about them. Like you're so much further ahead of the game than you would have been 20 years ago.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot. It's all information, man. It's all data. All
So
about information.
I think we can just say right now, I would have been hosed if we had all this stuff back then.
Why? What do you think? Why?
Well, first of
Because
all,
you're gonna.
first of all, they're never getting past the picture, right? They would have been like, "This fucking guy, good god."
You'd be
Like,
surprised. There's a lot of people out there
because you got to, I mean,
with weird fetishes.
let's.
So
Lucky for
this guy's
me,
got
lucky
big
for
ears and no hair.
lucky
Oh
for me,
God.
she was dying to grab my ears while we were going at it. So I got a chance, and turns out she really
she's
liked me.
she's got a Dumbo fetish. What does that mean?
Why? Your background, everything's Barnum and Bailey. Like, am I? What is that? What even is that?
Yeah.
But no,
Oh, I
because
see
for
you're
me,
huge into Disney. Yeah, that's it.
because like my thing, right, was being smooth and being funny. Like that's and like no doubt in my mind, my wife. I mean, right back then I was in really good shape and everything, but like I don't think. Yeah, I was probably good enough to get my foot in, good looking enough to get my foot in the door, but I don't think she was just like, damn. I think it was like, man, this guy's really funny. He's fun to be around and seems to be the life of the party. Like people were hanging around his jokes or whatever, you know. And
Right.
then we went to the party and she was like, everybody's still laughing, more people are laughing, and he jumps off of roofs into pools naked. So that's fun.
You know what? I want to spend the rest of my life with that guy.
I can't wait for that guy to raise my kids. Sun's out, dong's out. Woo!
Oh, awesome. There's the man of my dreams right there.
I mean,
All rolled up in that naked little package, diving off the roof into the pool.
hey, it's medium. But no, I mean, all joking aside, I mean, I was also a really good student. You know, looked like I was going to be a doctor. I mean, I was Jewish. I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah,
there
exactly.
was a really good shot. I was
Jackpot.
right. I was going to be a doctor or a lawyer. You know, I was a good student. I was athletic. So I mean, yeah, I had all that going for me too. But it was definitely the sense of humor that usually closes the deal. And Jodeci,
Yeah.
that also helps close the deal.
Jodeci. Oh man, I don't know the Z Cavarucci and the ankle boots and those are the days.
I mean, dude, that was a good look, man. Did you? So when you had the Z Calvarucci, did you also have the like the short mullet back then, or no? You didn't.
Yeah, I was. I would think I was rocking a mullet back then.
Yeah, so you had the hair that kind of curled up a little bit in the back. It
Yeah.
wasn't full mullet, but you still
Oh
had a little
no,
bit
my
there.
hair's too straight. It didn't curl. It was just straight.
Okay.
So just like a yeah. Just
You ever
straight.
do the rat
But
tail
I
back in the day? Or
no
did
fuck that. That was that's awful. That's like even like mullet guys are like that's fucking bullshit.
Even mullet guys are like, oh, you got to be a real fucking hillbilly to wear a goddamn rat tail.
Oh my god, yeah. The people that had like rat tails were like fucking crackheads. I mean, you didn't. All the mullet guys are like, what the fuck? Why did he cut off all his hair except for that section? What are you retarded?
Where's the rest of it? Gee, I mean, that doesn't even make
exactly, exactly. Yeah. What do you, this is business up front, party in the rear. What is that? There's business up front, and then it's like
right.
there's no that's a no show party.
Right. That's a sausage fest.
Exactly. That's a party of one. That's you by yourself drinking. That's what that is.
So, I mean, what does that look like now, man? I mean, seriously, because we talk about like if they do, because they're not like pickup lines got to suck nowadays. You know, I feel like, you know, because they just don't know how to speak to people. Like, it would be interesting to see just some straight up first dates if they didn't have a chance to cyber stalk each other beforehand.
Right.
They would be
Well, I mean,
texting the whole damn time.
I think that's where the blind date piece comes in, though. Like a true blind date, you don't really know who you're meeting, so you really can't cyberstalk. So I think that still holds true regardless of technology, you know. So,
But those would
man,
probably be mostly awful now unless they were both physically attracted to each other, right? Like physical attraction usually gets you a second date unless one of them are a complete dumpster fire. You know what I mean? Because you'll overlook some of the
yeah,
other stuff. Like this was weird, but you know what? Really digging her. I'm gonna give it a second shot. Like you know what?
right.
Like see where this goes. Maybe maybe I get my finger wet by the end of the night. I mean, who knows? But well, you know, we're gonna give it another shot because I'm really into her. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
know, sexual attraction, physical attraction gets you a second or third opportunity. If you're like, you know what, like the
I don't
personality's
know
not
though.
that good. Well, that's
I don't
well.
know,
Go ahead.
man.
Go ahead.
No, I don't. I mean, you can be hot as shit, and if you're dumb as a box of rocks and the conversation's going nowhere, nobody's like, yeah, you know what? She's super hot. I think I'll give her another shot. Like, I was ready to blow my brains out 10 minutes of this fucking thing, and there's just no way. I don't care how hot she is. I'm not. No, we're not. I'm not
but
doing this again.
but that's what I mean. I mean, like if they're a complete dumpster fire, like over the top, 100%, it's deal breaker. But because I think the younger generation doesn't have like the as much savvy as far as interacting with people as I think our generation did. They may not get enough out of each other because they spent so much time texting and TikToking or whatever else that they're like, you know what?
I thought they banned that.
No, I think, dude, it's like the largest app right now. I think.
Yeah, no, it was a joke because we were supposed to ban it, and
No,
the
yeah,
deadline went by, so we
I
never did.
remember it was supposed to be banned. I mean, I think Trump still plans on the opposite of pardoning TikTok on his way out. But
I anti-pardon you. I de-pardon you.
right, I pardon me, my family, and de-pardon TikTok.
Exactly.
Trump out.
Boom, drops the mic.
2024 bitches and walks away.
Exactly. He does. Yeah. Peace. Yeah. Shit. I don't know. I mean,
Eh,
I,
I
I
don't know,
just,
maybe not, but they're
I
also, yeah, I feel like nowadays they're also like they jump past the bullshit stages that we probably had to go through, and they're just like, look, you're hot, I'm decent looking, I don't hate you right now. We should probably bang and then decide if we want to meet each other again, right? Do you feel like that happens more now than it probably did back in our day?
no, I don't think it does. I think I think it stays the same. I really do. Just think there's an ebb and flow to it. You know what I mean? People were banging just as much as probably people are banging today.
On first dates, you think? I mean, don't get me wrong. I
Oh,
mean,
I don't.
I mean, we fucked in
I
the
don't know about
'90s.
you did especially because you have proof
Right.
um
Yes, I am
of
on
of at
record
least
of banging in the early
yeah
2000s. Yes.
yeah at least once. You know what I mean? At least once.
So by our count, you've banged a minimum of 12 times, sir.
Exactly. Um, I don't know. I mean, I I I don't know. I really don't. I'm trying to think. I've never banged on the first date that I
I haven't
remember.
either.
No. Nope, I have not.
I've probably made it really awkward on somebody else on a first date, but again, back to we're we're at Fazoli's getting all you need breadsticks, and you just put my hand on your penis. Oh, sorry,
Fazoli's.
sorry. You asked for the cannelloni or whatever. I misunderstood that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Oh. I thought you dropped the breadstick down here. I was just helping you find it.
You looked cold.
Your hands, that one hand looked cold. I thought it was turning blue. I was just
Okay,
trying to
so
help you out.
then I'll say this: did you have a go-to move? Like, was there a go-to for you that?
No, I didn't. My game was shit. Dude, I couldn't even talk to a deaf person on a piece of paper. So, what
She
does that
couldn't
tell you
even
about
hear
my
me
game?
fuck up. If that tells you
Exactly. And she still didn't want to go out with me. So, no, I mean, I, I wouldn't say I did. I guess I did okay, but I didn't have like a signature move or anything like that.
I was gonna say,
Um,
dude, I know your wife. You've done okay. she,
yeah.
I mean, you did real well. So
Yeah, well, I want to keep it down. You know, you got to keep the
I don't want it to go to her head.
exactly. Her birthday's coming up. Let's shut that down. Um, no, I didn't have a go-to move. I mean, did you? I mean, I don't
So
know if anybody had a go-to move. I
I
don't know
didn't
what
have a go-to move per se. Um, so
it
for
was
me,
it like grabbing her hand and putting it on your dick. Was that your go-to move?
not, not on the first date, but I probably could own that one. Yes.
At least halfway through the second.
Like I'm not. Hey, look, my kids don't listen to this episode. So or our podcast. That's one I could probably claim. But you had to be feeling it, not literally, hopefully literally, but you know what I mean. Like it wasn't just like we were sitting down. I'm like honk, you know. But no, I for me it was always about making them laugh and making them smile. Um, so that was like one of the big tickets for me is or always was, that she had to have a good smile. Like she's got to be cool. Like I've always been that way. Like I was never looking for a trophy girlfriend or trophy wife. Like I wanted, yeah, she's got to be attractive, and my wife was hot, so that really worked to my advantage. But that was, you know what I'm saying? Like it was
Yeah.
like I would never would have wanted somebody who I couldn't connect with, or couldn't be intellectually stimulated by just because they're hot. Like that never did it for me. So yeah, that was my big thing, man, was make them laugh, get them to smile. And if they just had a good smile that kind of felt like it lit up the room, like that definitely hooked me in. But then, yeah, I mean, if you once we got to multiple dates, yes, then I was
Then the signature move came out of the
that's when
closet.
we were guaranteed to end up in a room with a black light.
Ugh. I wouldn't. The black light
Man,
that
made me
shows
look.
all the.
It, she could tell I beat off a lot. That didn't always work out. No. What is all this?
Exactly. It looks like a
Depends
fucking
on what-
crime scene in here.
Who died here? That's not the fluid you think it is.
Exactly. Whose fucking carotid artery burst in here? It's fucking on the walls, the ceiling.
Why is this side of your bed just solid white under the black light? You know what? I thought this was a judgment-free zone. This is my house, God damn it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, there would be the black light made me look tan. So, and also, there's certain fluids that look pretty awesome with the black light helping it glow. Just saying.
I guess.
It looks really good, on a Abercrombie sweater, let's say. But and I was guaranteed to play.
Why are you, man? Those are the whitest socks I've ever seen.
Why is the inside of the sock glowing?
They're literally standing up on their own.
Right? Why do you have to be so goddamn observant? Could you just look over here? God, man,
stop looking around my room.
You know what? I'm turning the fucking light on. Jesus.
Oh, I didn't realize those socks were black. My bad.
That's so weird. It just glowed on the inside. It's so weird. And then I was guaranteed, like, there was definitely some late 90s R&B that would be played. Usually, I'd say Red Light Special from TLC was involved. It's a pretty solid deal closer. All joking aside, Jodeci is pretty good for that as well. But that was the time, though, man. Like I sound like I'm from the 70s. Like that's what we did.
Back in Studio 54,
we just fucking Jodeci'd and look at my glowing white socks, which I luckily never had to fully answer for.
Oh my God, that's great. Which I never had to fully answer. We never talked about it, and after that night, we never spoke about that ever again.
That's what. God, I hope that never comes back up. Like I can see it now. Like I'm in the hospital with COVID, and my wife's like, "Hey, just in case, this is it. I've always wanted to know what was the deal with those socks."
No, you know what she'd say? What? You don't have to hide it anymore. I knew exactly what was going on with those socks.
Right. At first I've
been keeping it a secret for years.
First I thought it was weird, but you know what? You somehow won me over. I was somehow able to look you putting my hand on your dick.
I was your semen encrusted sock. I look past your semen encrusted sock.
Did you ever notice it always smelled like bleach? No, never did. Oh, damn it.
I'm gonna put that on a
I'm
t-shirt.
glad you.
Looking past my semen covered sock.
I'm going to use this as a bit in my stand up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'll give you a credit for it, but
That's fine. Just a co. I only needs a co-writing credit. That's all.
oh man, I'm completely rethinking now. 20 years ago with the black light,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like,
You're
man,
like, what the fuck was I thinking?
I thought it was
Okay.
really smooth.
There's a whole nother show just on like looking back and being like, oh, you're a fucking idiot for doing that or doing this or whatever.
Oh, dude, we definitely have to. Like,
Oh,
just
there's a
yeah, the high
yeah.
school years or college years, or we did. I
We
know we
were
did a yeah.
Yeah, we so when we were coming back from this is dating related, and we're a little over an hour here, so we'll probably start wrapping this up. But um, we
The
were coming
last
back
10
from
minutes
Hilton
have been
Head.
absolute gold. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah. We should. I'm gonna go when I put this out. I'm gonna record a small section to like just wait till the end. Just listen to the end. Um, when we were coming back from Hilton Head, we stopped at my cousin's house. So shout out to Lori. Um, not David Calverdale, Lori, just Lori. And
Tom Coverdale, was it? No?
Tom Coverdale. Yeah, she dated David Coverdale's
Lesser known cousin.
less known brother. Yeah, lesser known cousin Tom. Um, they used to own like I don't know if the Merle Normans are still around, but it was a cosmetic shop. It was big in like in the 80s and 90s, and they owned the shop and my cousin's a fantastic makeup artist, so just now she's down in Charlotte doing like
I was going to
movies
say,
and
she's made a
TV and
career
stuff
out
like
of
that.
it.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah,
clearly.
absolutely. Yeah, great. I mean, she's fantastic. Anyway, they had hired this girl to work there, and it's Utica. This is Utica. We're at Sangerfield or Sangertown, so it's Utica. Yeah, the suburb of Utica, and she just looked short. Now that I think about it, short, big boobs. Um, if it's familiar. Well, I said to her, this is how smooth I was back in the day. So we went out like once or twice, and I was working at my uncle in like a little like fest, like a pretzel shop thing in the mall. So I'd work there every now and again, just earn some extra cash. And she came over once, and I think I was working with my cousin at that time, and I said, and she had these like big brown eyes, and I grew up on a dairy farm, so cows have like big brown eyes, and I said, "You have," your eyes look like your guys look like cow eyes, and she's like, "What?" And she like just got mad and walked away. I'm like, "What?" And they had to explain to her like cows have like these big beautiful brown eyes, and um, yeah, I didn't go very far after that, but
That's what I was going to say. You know
um,
what women don't love in any way? Being compared
yeah,
to a
being
cow.
related to a cow, yeah.
Like, even when they're
So that's
breastfeeding, they don't want to be told they're milking. Just so you know. Like, it's not.
um that was my move back in the day. So right there, that was the move.
I generally like to piss them off so they want to leave and
Yeah,
and then win them
yeah.
back. I just really like to work that much harder.
So anyway, we will let's wrap this up. And so we have Instagram now. We have Twitter, at Fragmental Co.
Yeah.
At fragmental.co on Instagram. Email everybody. So those of you who are listening, or those of you that have stayed to the end, should just drop us a DM or an email or
Yeah,
or
tweet
what have
us.
you.
Tweet us what was your go-to move on the first date, or just any date for that matter, if you had a go-to.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Um, You know what we should do? Let's do that. Let's because this will go out to the podcast, or the podcast will go out to Twitter, and we should follow it up with tweet it out to the followers, and we'll get
Oh
some
yeah, yeah. Maybe we get some
yeah, and say
feedback
what was
there.
your get what was your this podcast is about whatever what's your power what was your go to move back in your dating days, and um we'll get some live social media kind of commentary on it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, maybe we have a follow up.
Yes, but we'll most
I
definitely have a
like it.
follow up.
Yeah,
So,
I like it.
all right, thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Dave.